So just the friendly reminder that all news is faked, that Nazi bioterrorists run America. They're the CIA and the FBI and the NSA and the Freemasons. I guess the FBI only fakes school shootings. They do it from a place of warped concern that'll protect children. They don't have their own brains, so they don't understand how that terrifies people and ruins their lives and makes life not sunny and happy for good people. They poison the sky with neurotoxins, they poison water with neurotoxins, they poison food with neurotoxins. They're very bad people. They do reverse justice. Like Sandy Hook was definitely faked by the cabal. Sandy Hook was definitely faked. But knowing they faked it, they fined James Fetzer $450,000 for exposing it. James Fetzer's just a normal guy, working out of pocket trying to expose stuff. So $450,000 is life crushing to him, I'm sure. I don't know what the man's finances are. They did the same thing for Wolfgang Halbert, a decent, honest man. Exposing their stuff, they used legal means to come after him. They assassinated Pat Tillman for noticing he was guarding poppy fields and he was gonna come home. He said he was gonna go home and start a peace movement. A guy with charisma like that would have destroyed their war on terror, so they shot him in the face from 10 yards away with a fellow Army Ranger. Army Rangers are not dopes. They don't accidentally friendly fire from 10 yards away. Well, it was just 3 days after he decided he was going to go home and told people, I'm going to go home and start an anti-war movement. They shot him in the face. They killed Beverly Eckert because she was going for 9/11 truth. She was a 9/11 widow. They murdered her with an airplane. They killed her in a plane crash. They killed Gary Webb for exposing the CIA selling crack to ghettos. They killed Bill Cooper for on his radio broadcast 1 month before 9/11 saying if they blame anything on Osama bin Laden in the coming months, don't you believe them? It was a month and a half, 2 months before 9/11, he said that on his radio broadcast, and then a month after 9/11, he was shot dead on his front lawn. They did COVID to mask 5G EMF poisoning side effects, so they could AI brain rape you, and you would think the brain fog was from COVID, and eventually the brain fog just sets in and becomes your new normal. So you just become a dopey person. NATO, your government, is at war with your mind. And I just sit here and say, God, what the fuck? What the fuck, God? How is any of this real? How does any of this go on? But it goes on. They poison the sky, they poison food, they poison water, they poison medicine. They fake all school shootings, they fake all terror attacks. They do false flags to get their wars. They make life no fun. I don't know how to enjoy life, how to be peaceful, how to be kind or friendly or sincere. Everything is a scheme for them. I don't know. Again, maybe it's just a deep Bible curse. The sword shall never depart from my house. I still like to know what happened way back when. What happened exactly? And again, I don't trust the Bible stuff. I pray to God every night, but I don't trust the Bible stuff. people writing about events 700 years later or whatever. But they came for me and they told me, King David, you must now slaughter us all in the street or something. Crazy. All that goes on. They're in charge of all corruption and all evil. But I mean, again, like God's in charge of that. Not that God's in charge of that, but I sit with the rabbinical thinking that like as much light is continually coming into the world. But we say, well, they are Chinese slaves, so it doesn't really matter. And so it can't be very light. They're Native Americans, but we need their land, so it can't be very light. Maybe it's something like that. I don't know. I read the Bible and I say, despise the day of small things. And I say, I despise the day of small things, so it's not a good thing. I get the message. You're supposed to simple, normal, good things. You're not supposed to try and take on the Nazi bioterrorists in their own backyard, but this is me. This is here I find myself. I got nothing better to do with my day. I mean, again, it's because they torture me. It's because they cook my brain. It's because they came brain raping and showed me that there was something evil going on, but I can't put my hand on it. I can't put my finger on it. Oof. Well, anyway, all that goes on. Part of my problems with these things, they're terrible for you. They're very bad for you. Well, I grew up in the 80s where a superhero has influences on young children. It's not good. But anyway, all that goes on. They use lying statistics in the news. They do their gender fight, divide and conquer stuff. Again, it was women be terrified of men. I was just walking through the room when my mom was watching a murder mystery type of murder documentary thing, and it was like just simply stated like 70% of women are killed by their significant other, and like you hear that and you're like, holy shit, 70%. Like, they're not qualifying it. So if you're not used to how they play with statistics, like, yeah, but that's 70% of murdered people, and if you actually look up the statistics, it's actually like 30-something%. And then if you look up deeper, like, if you're not married to a meth head or something, but that's of people that are murdered, and then of women that are murdered, so it's like a 1 in 100,000 chance. A little bit higher than that, but if they said 0.6% of women are murdered, like, it would sound a lot. It wouldn't fuel their battle of the sexes, divide and conquer schemes. They never make sure they qualify things so that it's like sunny or, helpful or hopeful. They always make sure they qualify things in an evil way. I was looking at a news article today, like what they make up news, and they made up a story that a woman was forced starving her 2 14-year-old twins or something to keep them babies forever. So like, this is where their imagination goes when they're doing deep evil stuff. And I wonder what the source of it is. I wonder. Was it Leviathan? There's a snake in the ocean. And they're all ocean snake brained or whatever. I don't know. I can only guess. Whatever it is, not good. Hey. They poison the sky, they poison food, they poison water, they poison medicine, they poison babies on purpose. They want your brain fried, they want you soft brain, they want you easily agitated, which mind irritation, mind irritants that happens easily. They want you reactionary, they want you not able to think for yourself, so you give them power. That's why they're about cooking your brain all day. Hey. This is why they do all their evil stuff. They did 9/11, they did October 7th, they did lots of bad things. They're the same people that ran slavery in the U.S. are now the same people that fake a police execution of a black man, and then they tell their new insiders, see, we engineer social justice. We tell people that cops aren't supposed to murder black people. To the insiders, I'm sure that's their messaging, but then they conveniently leave out, like they're the ones who penned the 3/5 rule for black people. So anyway, all that goes on. Too insane to figure out. Impossible to figure out, but it all happens. Well, anyway, I got set off this morning because I was on Facebook yesterday, and somebody was mad about price gouging of salt for the snowstorm. They're charging $29 a bag for salt. And I go to 7-Eleven this morning, and the woman behind me online, as I'm leaving, how much is a bag of salt? Again, how they always do with their gang stalk torture. I was scrolling through Facebook one day, reading about the 10 Sanskrit laws, and I was like, oh, maybe there's something here. There's something good here. So I stopped to read it, and then I go for a walk like an hour later, and there's a guy on his phone. He's not speaking English. He's like, hey, no, see the glare in your day. And he walks by me. Sanskrit! That's their witchy gang stalk torture. Again, first it came with like the Egyptian brain snake mind flaying stuff, and the electronic torture, and the all-day torture. Otherwise it wouldn't be half as irritating, I guess. I mean, it would still piss me off that there's actual evil people doing evil things running the world. You think because it works, that's how it works. They discount that like normal people do normal stuff and make the world actually work the way it does, and so they say that, oh, their grift and graft and corruption and bribes and stuff are what makes it work that way, but that's not why it works that way. It works that way because of good people doing good things. But people don't have a clue what they do with the news, a clue what they do with mental manipulation, a clue what they do with engineering outcomes. After false flag 9/11, it was 20 years of support our troops. What do you hate our troops? They hate us for our freedom. And after false flag October 7th, it was like, my God, look at what the troops are doing. Did you see what the troops are doing? Have you seen what the troops do? And that war, the October 7th war, comes on the heels of their COVID mind attacks, so people are more irritable, more likely to be violent, more, again, off the same events. It was 1 in 3 U.S. service women reports of sexual assaults, so that's around 100,000 sexual assaults in the Iraq War. Not one of them on the news. But in the past couple of months, there's been 2 stories of Israeli soldiers committing sexual assaults. They aim news and they fake news to create their stranger danger. Everybody be afraid of everyone. Be afraid for your life. Give Nazi bioterrorists control of the planet. All that goes on. They make life suck. They make sure it's dishonest and evil so that any honest, good person that winds up in Congress probably gets swarmed by them. It's the same week that Pam Bondi's set to release the Epstein files. Massacre in Bondi! And I'm sure their brain snake gods or whatever are attacking Pam Bondi. That means you're gonna be in trouble. All that goes on. I've been trying to get my head right for 17 years. I've been praying to God for help for 17 years, but they just keep torturing me. keep agitating me, keep trying to piss me off, keep trying to get me to react violently. They don't think that other people are human, so they feel like people are like you can read it in their I think it was the Katrina relief, where they had feed bags for Katrina relief. Like, feed bags are what you give to a horse. You can hear it in their other speak when they did COVID and they said herd immunity. They think nothing of people, so it's very easy to be them and be like, oh, well, we made shiny roads. Like, yeah, they didn't care that you were exploiting him and ruining his life and destroying his life. And I have no respect for people and no respect for life. They make life suck. So anyway, all that goes on. They write their special insider messages, I'm sure, for spiritual brainwashing or whatever, but to each other in songs. I was, for a while, I was trying to ferret them out in songs, what they think, what their opinions are, but like, a lot of people don't actually listen to the lyrics of songs. But it's there. It's there. Again, biblically speaking, I suppose the good people trample on it. Oh, we've written our witchy song and they all dance. Like, yeah, and then they went home and had like a good, happy life. I think they're very special for it. I don't know. I can't get a handle on it. I can't fix it. I'm just annoyed and tortured by it. But all that goes on. So you got your assassinations, you got your neurotoxin poisoning, you got your fake justice, reversal of justice. Oh, you found we've committed a crime, now you will go to jail. They got their gang stalk torture and their other fun things. That's where your tax dollars go. Your tax dollars go to bribing someone so that they'll say that poison you is good, and use a fake climate change so they have an excuse to spray the sky with neurotoxins. So again, making a cloud at 35,000 feet when the atmosphere goes up another 400,000 feet or so is not gonna fix the climate. Not that it's a problem. Because, again, I was out here 3 a.m. Like, holy fuck, it's cold. And it was 5 degrees out. And I got another thermometer, it's 5 degrees out. And I got another thermometer, it's 5 degrees out. And I got another thermometer, it's 5 degrees out. But the NOAA station, right over there at 3 miles away at JFK Airport, 5 square miles of concrete and tarmac, said it was 25 degrees. A giant solar heat sink absorbing all the sunlight for the day and making, if there's no wind, it doesn't matter that they have to have the tower, 100 feet off the ground or whatever. If there's no wind, that radiation is going to get there, and that heat radiation is going to give them a bad rating, and they're going to say, oh, look, scientists, don't you agree? It's getting warmer. And scientists will be like, oh, yeah, it's 25 degrees. It was 5 degrees here 100 years ago. It's 25 degrees now. Okay, that's an increase. I see. Okay. You need to poison the sky with neurotoxins. Cook their brains. All that goes on. Anyway.